Hey, everybody. Welcome to Phonogenics 101. Tonight it's just three of us, which is surprising because I thought this was going to be the Madonna album that everyone wanted to come talk about. But like everything in the Madonna universe, nothing is predictable. So I feel like we're going to have like 8,000 people in the damn like something to remember discussion.
I hope so. Let me get my life.
Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to my Patreon if you'd like to. And let's just get right in here and talk about Madonna. So we had Like a Virgin, the Virgin Tour, 80s Madonna. And then she took it to the next level with True Blue. 5 hit singles, correct, I think. Huge hit album. And then she disappeared for a couple years. You didn't see Madonna too much. She was doing Speed the Plow on... Was it Broadway or just a play? It was on Broadway. I knew her hair was brown. She showed up occasionally in the tabloids with Sean Penn, the Poison Pens. And, you just didn't really hear much about Madonna. And then one day I remember laying on my bed in my house I grew up in. I was talking to this girl, Jeanette Cross, which is a little side note. I totally, single white female stalked her brother for 15 years. So
okay, I feel like that might be a separate podcast.
That's a separate podcast. So my public apology for being it was hard being gay back in the 90s.
I was like, you typical gay. You need to stop.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard. I'm just gonna forgive myself. But anyway, yes. I was talking to Jeanette Cross, and she said, "Oh yeah, Madonna's new song Like a Prayer," and I'm like, "No, it's called Like a Virgin." So she's like, "No, Like a Prayer. She has a new song coming out." And that was the first I even heard about this new era coming up, was talking to Jeanette Cross. So next thing that happens, I can't remember if the song came out or if I went to Tops Friendly Market and saw this. So here we have Madonna with brown hair. There's all these pictures on the inside. This came out too. So Madonna was back with this natural brown hair, looking very flower child, very earthy, and I loved it. It was definitely unexpected. Do you guys remember the first time? Because the first time she did a new look was True Blue with the short hair, and then she comes back with this era with the natural hair. So do you all remember that? What were your feelings?
I kind of remember the Pepsi commercial came out and the song got banned, and there was I liked the radio remix of Like a Prayer better than the album version, and I was all confused when the album version was kind of slower and the radio version was more dancey, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I actually was, as I listened to the album today, I kind of remembered that she did that on a bunch of the singles. Express Yourself is a different version, Keep It Together is a different version. So they must have really been trying to figure out what to do with her, because as we were kind of talking about before this started, I mean, this is, she's really morphing into the artist instead of the, bubblegum pop star, even though I guess some of these songs are kind of bubblegummy.
You know what? I'm a shitty host. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? I forgot to introduce my panel here.
They don't know us by now?
Yeah, they should. In case anyone's tuning in here for the first time.
Okay. Hi, my name is David. I'm from Miami. I'm a lifelong fan. I've been standing, which I'll tell my story now. And I love her to death. And fuck you haters. I love her to death.
Jeffrey from Los Angeles, also lifelong Madonna fan. Granted, the last few years have been trying my patience as the plastic surgeries and the vocoder and the not so great songs keep increasing. But for what it's worth, I'll be a fan until I die.
Cool. So, yeah, I remember the record store in my hometown was called Record Giant. And I remember walking in one day and seeing this. So, I got the 12-inch single for Like a Prayer. It came out before the album. And I thought that version was the album version, just like you, Jeffrey. I was surprised when the album and video came out that was not the actual version of the song. It was the Shep Pettibone remix. This is when Shep Pettibone started getting more entwined into the Madonna universe, which he'll be around for a little bit in the story here.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I didn't remember the Pepsi commercial. Like that came and went, and it did not even cross my radar in my hometown. Like I didn't know, but I do remember the Like a Prayer video coming out and seeing the burning crosses. I come from a pretty backwards place. No offense if anyone on my friend list sees this, but I do remember people in my family saying racist things when the video was on, which I was like, that's so not cool. So it's interesting how Madonna was really pushing the boundaries.
For me, I didn't see the commercial, came and went, heard about the commercial drama, and was like, oh, I didn't even get to see it. Of course, MTV would only play the little part where she's like dancing and snapping. I don't get to see Make a Wish. I don't get to see anything. But then I see the video and I'm done. Like I'm become a hardcore stan. Like she's so beautiful. She has her tits up to here, her long brown hair, the burning crosses, the wind. Oh my God. And she making out with Leon, who is so cute. And then of course, you don't get the message of the racial profiling and, you know, the police brutality, all that stuff. You like, it hits you. And they're like, oh, okay, you, like I said, we kiss goodbye to the pop star and we say hello to the artist. Like she calculated every message in that album came through in videos and performances.
I feel like looking back on the Like a Prayer video, I feel like it's daring even for 2021. Like I feel like if someone came out with that, with burning crosses and all that stuff, I feel like it would still be shocking.
And the funny thing is, it's like, although it offended the shit out of everybody, it's not even, I mean, like she's just going out there like dancing and having a good time. It's not even like, it's not a race thing. It's not a religion thing. It's just like, you know, at the time, like, it's funny the differences. I mean, I just thought like, why does everybody make such a big deal that she kissed a black guy? You know, just the upbringing I guess we had where it wasn't like a big thing to me. So it's interesting to hear you saying like that people were making racial comments, seeing that. That's like, we sometimes forget that there's a world outside of our own little bubble.
Yeah.
Just, wow.
And I did grow up in a place that was pretty scary to be gay and probably to be anything but white also. So I feel like Madonna kind of her music was my ticket to mentally get out of the place where I was physically. So I kind of escaped from where I was through the music of Madonna and Prince and all the people we loved. But, you know, as Madonna got more into like Truth or Dare, and that's the first time I ever saw two men kiss each other, I don't know who I would be without Madonna. Like, I can't imagine if she wouldn't have been there to push the buttons and kind of offer a gateway out of this so conservative, backwards place. I don't know what I would have done.
Well, and in hindsight, I mean, it's just like you're sitting there going, wow, she's so awesome for, you know, not giving a fuck ever. And, you know, I mean, in my version, it was more of like, I felt like she was going to piss people off on purpose. And whereas like for you, it was like the first year, it was like you said, a ticket out of a bad place. I mean, it's crazy.
Now let's remember the Like a Prayer album and CD did come with this card here, the facts about AIDS. And I think people forget that Madonna was an advocate for AIDS awareness and safe sex at a time when celebrities weren't touching that stuff. Like, and we lived through it. I remember nobody was aligning themselves with the LGBTQ community like Madonna was. I mean,
one of my friends actually died of AIDS, and he was the guy that was beat up by Sean Penn.
Really?
For chasing them down. Yeah, and Vinny, he took like almost every picture of Madonna running in the 80s was taken by him.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the album came out. Here's the album itself. I have the album and I do have the CD.
Does it still smell like patchouli?
Yes. So I'll be here. Somebody tell a little story. I'll be back in 2 seconds here.
Well, then I heard about the patchouli thing, and then of course that was one of the first albums I bought on CD, and so the CD didn't smell like patchouli, and I was pissed because I was like, I've been buying albums my whole life, and now they finally made one that has like something special, and I don't get it.
I couldn't do this without putting on some patchouli oil for the discussion. Times. So here we're gonna put on a little patchouli.
Ugh, I smell it.
When I was in high school, the band, I used to wear a lot of patchouli because I was like a hippie in high school. And the band teacher yelled at me because I was making the flute section sick because they could smell my patchouli all the way down there. It's like, it's Madonna's fault. But yeah, my album still smells. I'm sure anyone watching this is a pretty big fan, but for those that don't know, she put patchouli oil in the glue at the record plant. So when they glued the album cover, you opened it. And I do remember my room, like you opened the wrapper and the room smelled like patchouli. So listening to the album for the first time was really, truly an experience. Oh, so you open the album. I love this picture of her in here.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I love this picture right there.
Oh, so good.
I don't know. I before we even get into the track by track, I remember the first time I heard this album thinking like, this is so different. And in retrospect, it's almost different than any album by any pop artist. Like some of the songs on here, I can't think of anyone that really has an Oh Father, something like Oh Father.
Contrition.
Yeah, in the pop universe. So I feel like a Prayer is such a singular album that doesn't sound like anything else before or after by anybody. She still had a little bit of that true blue sound. And with like the song Like a Prayer, use some of the same instruments from the True Blue album, I feel like the same bass. And a little trivia, does anyone realize that the album version of Like a Prayer and the single version one has a live bass and one has a synthesizer bass?
I just know that there's like 50 million versions of Like a Prayer.
Yeah.
And like, so even the 12-inch version, I think it's a Shep Pettibone remix. I can't remember.
Church Appella?
There's one called the dance remix, which is the one with like the beat instead of like the dance beat. It's like more of like the drum beat that has Prince like all over that remix.
Oh yeah.
And then there's that one that's like more of like just a total dance track. There's the long version of that is on the 12-inch, and then the version I liked, which they played on the radio, was called like the single dance remix or something like that. That was only like on the promo, and it took me years to find that. I had like my version taped off the radio that I like played to death.
What's that one like? I don't know if I'm familiar.
It's a shorter version. I'll send it to you when this is over on YouTube. I'm sure it's out there. It's not hard to find anymore. But at the time, it was like only on the promo single, and I was like, "Fuck."
What's the version that's on Immaculate Collection?
That's
a different version. That's a different version than all of the other versions we've been talking about. That literally, there's like no two. It's like Dead or Alive. There's like no two versions of the same song that are alike. Dead or Alive, literally every fucking version of every fucking song has something different in it. It's like, even if it's like 5 seconds longer, it's like whoever was like doing their packaging like was not paying attention at all.
Wow. And that's ironic because some people are comparing Madonna to Pete Burns lately.
Well, they do kind of look alike. And I would say Genesis Peorage from Throbbing Gristle and Psychic TV.
Awesome. So the song Like a Prayer itself, like, of course, it's one of Madonna's most iconic songs. She always brings it back. Yeah. And
the opening guitar on the album is Prince. The first note, which my personal, this is a conspiracy theory. There's no backing at all. I think Prince must have written the song because at the time, Prince didn't just give away like a riff here and there. He like usually did every fucking thing on it. So it makes me wonder. I've heard rumors my whole life that, or not my whole life, but since his album came out, that he wrote Keep It Together and obviously Love Song and then Like a Prayer as well. And so maybe one day when they get to that era in the vault, we'll find out. Because if that's the case, there's a version with Prince vocals.
I feel like it has the Patrick Leonard stamp pretty hard on it, though.
On which one? On
Like a Prayer, the song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. That's both of them. To me, that's both of them. But I could see where that could come because you're absolutely right. I don't see Prince just saying, jump. That's it. I'm done. Bye, y'all.
Yeah.
I know. I have no like basis other than like he did at that time. He really wasn't just giving away like riffs.
Right. She's done a lot of versions through the years. The Blonde Ambition tour was, of course, the first live version. I loved the version she did on Sticky and Sweet, where she had like the dance version. I thought that was awesome.
She kind of brings back the Cher voice when she sings it live.
Yeah. What is it? Live 8? Was that what it was called? Where she had the white outfit on and she did it?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I don't like though is I feel like only Nikki Harris should sing that one part. Like whenever she has anyone else do it, I'm like, nice try, bitch. Like, that's don't go there. Like I feel like no one else can sing that part.
I missed her in the video though.
Yeah.
So that was like, you know, it's Nikki, and you're like, oh, that's not her.
Did she refuse to do the video because the burning crosses, or is that a rumor?
I heard that rumor. I've never asked her though. So
Right.
and I don't think she's ever spoken about it. So maybe somewhere, but I've never heard about her response for it.
Yeah, we have
maybe
a friend
she was
of
unavailable.
Right. We have a friend of a friend that knows Nikki. I was like, oh man, I'd love if she was here, but I guess
that's a question we need to ask her.
Yeah, come on, we want to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Exactly.
So as surprised as I was the first time I heard the album version, because the drums totally drop out in the verses. I love it now. I think it's really like an artsy song. And then when it goes crazy at the end with the choir and everything, like it really is like a musical orgasm in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked it better had I have not heard the dance version first. I was like, I felt so betrayed because the dance version was so good that I was like, why would you have this like stripped down chick rock version, you know? But then, I mean, I do love it. I mean, but it's just that dance version, like just that's one of my favorite Madonna songs ever. So
do you think it would have worked on the album in the dance version?
Actually, no. I mean, and I guess that must be why they didn't do it, because I mean, the album is it's like more pop, but not dance per se.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I actually never really thought about that, and that's probably why they punched up those singles to make them, you know, more accessible for the radio.
Right.
I never even thought about that. This a little epiphany.
Before we move on to the second song, what do y'all? I remember the first time I saw the album cover because I knew the album was gonna be called Like a Prayer, but I was surprised by the cover. I feel like it's very un-Madonna. Like it's an interesting choice for an album cover. Like you think that would be the obvious cover, and it's weird to see the picture zoomed back, the full picture of this, isn't it? Sometimes.
And until like a few years ago, I never saw the full picture, and then like all of a sudden I was like, "Holy shit, that's like the whole picture." Like an idiot. I was like thinking like they did a photo shoot specifically for that region only.
What do you think what on earth made them decide to make that the album cover? Just like erotica.
I think they just saw. I think they were like they saw the picture and then they were just fixated with the jewel belt. And they were like, "Oh, what if we do this?"
I honestly think it's awesome. I think it was daring, especially after the first album cover had such an iconic self-portrait, Like a Virgin, iconic, True Blue, iconic. So for this album, as artsy as the album is, the cover is artsy too. And I think it made a statement. I actually love the logo. Like, I love everything about this album. Like, it really took Madonna to. Every album took her up to another level for a while. And this was no exception. So I remember in the Rolling Stone interview that came out before the album, it said Express Yourself was, I think they said it like a Sly and the Family Stone song. Or it was Keep It Together. I can't remember which one. But
Keep It Together probably because she covered Sly Stone right before that in the
yeah.
Family Affair.
I do love Express Yourself, but I do prefer the single version. I think that's
of
the first
course
time
everybody does. The Shep Pettibone.
Shep Pettibone, like that's the first time we really got the real house, and that sound was pretty cutting edge at the time, didn't you all think?
Yes.
Yeah, it's dated now, but I mean, it was so popular then. Everybody emulated it. That's why it sounds so tired now, like that beat where you're like, oh, that beat again. But it was like she was one of the first people to ever use it.
Right. And I can't think of any other artist remixing their album tracks to have such kind of cutting edge single mixes.
Shep was also working with Janet at the time. So both those two women were popping out those house. They were like, house is in, we need house. That remix to Miss You Much is on point because of Shep.
Yeah, and Janet was doing Rhythm Nation the same time that this was coming out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What a golden age for music.
Bombardment, because Whitney was on break, and then they're like, "Oh, we gotta get it up." Whitney had just scored 7 number ones in a row.
Wow.
These women had to catch up.
I mean, remember the days when like every song of the charts was like pretty good. Like there was some songs you didn't care for,
right.
But now it's like I would just be jonesing for like one good song out of 100.
Yeah. And I know it's a separate discussion, but didn't Rhythm Nation had 7 top 10 hits, right?
Yes, in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to count to see. I think they were all top 5 hits. So I'm like, this is like, she was in the middle of her, I guess, 18 in a row, 18
right.
consecutive top 5 hits, which is a record that no one's gonna break.
No. And back in the Rhythm Nation days, Janet was releasing these Japanese CD singles. They had like 10 remixes of each song, and I have them all.
Good
I
for you.
have a bunch of them. And like every single remix of State of the World is awful.
Yeah, there was an 8th
like,
one.
You had 10 chances, and you couldn't even do one good one.
Cool. So what did you all think of Express Yourself?
I mean, the video obviously is like insane.
Exactly.
Featuring Jill Jones's ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Zuzu.
Oh, I think we actually talked about this on another episode.
That's her father, the one that carries her, Madonna, off the bed with the hair.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Madonna. At the time, wasn't that the most expensive music video ever made at $1 million?
Yes. Oh, mm-hmm. And she was back to blonde because she had got a new role in a movie. So
That's
here
right.
she is.
Because I remember the first time I heard the Like a Prayer album, I'm like, oh, she's gonna be adult again. She's gonna be adult forever. She's a serious artist now. But it only took fucking one video for her to get that blonde hair back.
and titties, side boobs all over the video.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like I'm like, this album made me just a hardcore rabid fan, a stan hardcore. It's like everything she gave us was serving everything. Like this video, first of all, Metropolis, iconic to begin with. And just like, it's like, like some of these videos are artwork. The videos that came out of this album are so good.
I remember I was in study hall and someone's like, Madonna's fingering herself in her new video. Because that little thing where she's behind the screen.
She's like this and she's like...
Yeah. The album version is very soulful. Wasn't there a plagiarism lawsuit about it with somebody? I believe. But I don't think Madonna lost. I think she won.
I think, but some people, they try to say, that Express Yourself sounds a lot like Respect Yourself.
I don't feel like it does, though.
I don't either, just because she says it. But, some people try to defend their people that have been plagiarized by saying this all the time. And I'm like, and the thing is, I don't remember it back then. And I try to tell people it wasn't back then. I never heard about this. This is something brand new. Because if she plagiarized it, she was so huge. If she was doing plagiarism, it would be like that. It would be the news.
Right. Kind of like Born This Way was.
I'm not talking.
So
I don't even hear the similarities to that, by the way. But I mean, I sort of do, but
I really don't. Like, I love.
You know what? I told my friend the minute I heard it that I felt like it was like a prayer reject because it just sounded like it could fit perfectly on Like a Prayer. I told them like that. And then people started going, oh, it sounds like Express Yourself. And I go, I can hear it. But like I said, I'm like, this would be a Like a Prayer reject. Like she found it. Madonna had thrown it out, didn't think it was interesting. And she scooped it up.
When Madonna did it in the MDNA tour, where she did Express Yourself and then Born This Way. I guess I could hear the similarity in the chord.
And then going into She's Not
Me. So bitchy. Oh my God. And we did mention Donna and Nikki, but I feel like they were such a big part of the sound of this album. And
of course they were.
I really, really, really miss Madonna working with background singers, because now she does all her own harmonies on the album or has like a guest spot, but having those like background harmonies really added such a nice texture to her songs. I feel is missing. The last time she had Donna and Nikki was on Ray of Light, right?
I think so.
But her music is not really like it's not really organic anymore. It's like synthetic. I mean,
yeah. But I always loved how like there was a few albums where they always did one song. Like they showed up on Survival, on Bedtime Stories. So I'm like, that's the Donna and Nikki song. And then they were on Nothing Really Matters, which I loved. Like their little cameo there was. So like Madonna, bring Donna and Nikki back for one song, like one fucking song per album. Not that hard. Like just do it for us, for the fans. It'll never happen.
No.
So do we have any thoughts on Express Yourself? I mean, it's iconic.
Okay. So peaked at number 2, went to number 1 on the dance charts. And because it went to number 1 on the dance chart, she became the artist with the most number 1s on that chart, breaking her tie with Donna Summer.
Damn.
So then after that, she ran away with it. Now she has like 60 something number 1s on that chart. But at that time, it was close.
No one's even close to number 2, are they?
I think Rihanna's at 2 with like 34. It's just like it's like far, and nobody like nobody was really interested in dropping remixes to the clubs.
Right.
You don't get that a lot. It's hard to get like, bitch. It took like a good 4 or 5 years before like Mariah was sending stuff to the club with good remixes. So it's like, but she started in the club, so she knew that she had to beat us.
I honestly feel like I could have a whole discussion on Mariah's club remixes. Like
I could too.
I feel like they were iconic, and I didn't become a Mariah fan until Glitter. But then I love me some Glitter. I love it too. I totally want to talk about Glitter.
Underrated. The movie is crap. The album is the bomb.
Yeah, we're having the Lambs come out for some Mariah discussions in the future.
Good times.
But I mean, the remixes for Dream Lover and Fantasy were everywhere.
No, hunty, no. The remix to Anytime You Need a Friend by CNC Music Factory and the remix to My All by David Morales were everything.
Jeffrey, are you pro or con Mariah? I can't remember.
I'm pro.
I hate to use the line, but I don't know her. I know some hits, and that's about it. Her music never did it for me. And the one song I mean, Vision of Love, I would actually like because her voice is so great in it, but they played it too much, so I'm sick of it. But I do like Fantasy, but once again, because of the Tom Tom Club sample. And there's nothing else that has ever attracted me to her.
Have you ever heard the 10-minute Fantasy remix?
I don't know any of her remixes. I would actually be like curious to hear like a playlist of.
We actually need to just end this discussion right now and just go play Mariah's remixes. Mariah, she went to the studio and she redid her vocals for the remixes. So she would always go in and recut her vocal. I feel like her vocal performances on the remixes were like even more powerhouse than the album.
Oh wow!
In that Fantasy one, she hits this note where like shatters my chest. Not high, it wasn't high, but the power of it.
All right, you're gonna send me some links.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you some links.
Definitely. But getting back
to Madonna.
I have an Express Yourself random tidbit.
Good times.
There was a rock and roll exhibit I saw in New York, and you weren't allowed to take pictures in it, but they had like handwritten lyrics and random shit from various things, and they had the handwritten lyrics for Express Yourself, and she misspelled the word maybe.
Oh no!
Oh. And I was like, ooh. And I really wanted to sneak a photo of it, and like you weren't allowed to, and it was like the security guard standing right there.
Ugh, the worst.
And wasn't Express Yourself the debut of the cone bra?
No.
I think so, yeah.
Where? She was in her suit, but I don't remember a cone bra there. Oh, the performance.
Yeah, at the MTV Music Awards.
Video. Oh my God, where she gave you cone bra and voguing.
That was I went back and watched that a few years ago, and it's just her with some like steps, but it's
and Nikki and Donna next to her just tearing it up. They were busting a move. It was such a great performance.
I love that because that's all Madonna needed were some steps and 2 dancers, and I enjoyed every fucking I enjoyed that more than her $1 million productions that she does now.
She can't dance no more. She needs all those gimmicks, as they call it.
Cool. So for moving on, track 3, I knew that Madonna and Prince had done a song together. So the anticipation was very high as my little Fisher-Price record player got to track 3. I'm like, because, I was a huge Prince fan, still a huge Prince fan. And, Madonna, Prince was my prince and Madonna was my queen. So what's it going to be like if they do a song together? And the song's called Love Song. I actually love it, but it's weird as fuck. Like, it's not this powerhouse mega hit single that you'd expect. Of note, she borrows some lyrics from Love Song later on in her song Hung Up, which was a strange thing to me, but I love it. I actually love things like that. What was your all's first impression when you heard Love Song?
Go ahead, David.
I liked it. I liked Prince at the time, and I liked her, and I thought it was different, but it was fine. Everybody else hated around me, so I don't know. Like, I liked it, but everybody hates it. I don't get it.
My friend Oki's like, they should have done a black and white music video. It would have been so hot. Prince was it Batman around this time?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, in fact, the contributions that Prince did to this album are very Batman era, with the drum sound and the bass sound and the guitar sound. Yeah, when I first heard this song, I was a diehard Prince fan already by that point, and I was like, it's not as good as like he usually does. And it's like, I just think that when it comes to like working with Madonna, it's probably like the Clash of the Titans. I mean, the stories behind how this song was written, they weren't even in the same room together. So it sounds like they just both recorded the song and then they took bits out of each one and put it together as a thing. They did a pretty good job as far as that goes, I think.
I love it. It's weird, but it's very artsy.
It's very weird. It's a total Prince song. I mean, when you think about it, it does have enough of the Madonna kind of characteristics, but it's like such a Prince song when all the little isms that are in it are so Prince.
What other Prince songs you put in the categories of love song?
He doesn't really have any songs that sound like that. It's like, it's such a weird song for him. I mean, yeah, I don't really feel like it fits anywhere. That
clanging drum beat, like the beat is just so slow.
I know.
It has these weird like bell keyboards.
Prince was definitely going through an era shift at that point, because it doesn't sound like, it doesn't fit on Sign of the Times, Love Sexy, no. Batman. It's just its own little like universe out there.
It would have been kind of hot if they would have done like a sexy like Herb Ritz black and white video.
Such a missed opportunity. But maybe they just thought like the song isn't that great, so why spend the money? It's surprising that the Warner Brothers didn't. I mean, both Warner Brothers artists, and they didn't promote that as a single. Seems very strange to me. Unless the record labels were, the executives just thought, there's no way this will be a hit.
I'm thinking about it in my head though. Like, I love Madonna at the end. Don't try to tell me what your enemies like. I love this song. I feel like it's aged well. I don't know. It's just a weird piece of music from two icons. Like,
I like it too. I just feel like
I don't go back to it.
No,
and I could see myself skipping it and not even like flinching about it.
Wow. I mean, it is a weird song. I mean,
it's weird.
And that Prince wrote another. He was trying to woo Madonna to do his movie Graffiti Bridge, and that was around this time. Okay. And in fact, you can find it online. There's a letter that Prince wrote to Madonna, and it's like, she was still with Sean Penn, and he like writes this letter to her, basically saying like, you need to play this character because you can bring all these things to the table, and you're so great, and all this stuff, and then it was like, give my best to Sean or something like that. I was like, that's so weird to see Prince writing this letter. But so he was trying to woo her for this project. So he wrote a bunch of songs for her, which must be why he did Love Song as well, and all the contributions to the record. But one of the songs leaked out, and it's called By Alien Means. And I think it's one of Prince's worst songs during the entire period of the 80s that I've heard.
Did anyone ever cover it?
If not the worst. And I'm like, I cannot picture why he would even think that Madonna would be right for this song. It's fucking horrid.
know what's interesting is I feel like a lot of people wrote songs for Madonna, but they didn't even dare. Because didn't the Pet Shop Boys write "Heart" for Madonna? Is that the name of the song? And it is kind of that's more a Madonna song than the Prince one. I feel like.
Oh, for sure. I've actually envisioned Madonna trying to sing that song, and I could see it, but I also don't feel like that would have been the right song for her.
Are you all Pet Shop Boys fans?
Die Hard.
I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a huge Tina Turner fan. And she has that song Confidential from Wildest Dreams. And I went back and listened to the Pet Shop Boys version, and it's amazing.
What'd you think?
I loved it. Because I've been in that position of being in love with the straight guy. So that's a whole nother podcast.
Oh, please. Who are you kidding?
Okay. So love song, weird song. The next song, Madonna very blatantly addresses her divorce from Sean Penn, Till Death Do Us Part. The first time I heard the song, I fell in love with it. And however many years later, 32 years later, I still love this song. I don't know if it could have been a hit single, but I think it's so autobiographical and so much what she's going through. And I love the talking. You kind of get a little preview of where she's going with Dita a couple years later. What do you all think of Till Death Do Us Part?
To a dance beat.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't a ballad. This was a dance beat. Like, I'm not in love. It's so good. It's really very is bubbly. It's like you get it sucks you in with the dance beat, but then you're like, oh damn.
And I feel like this was the beginning for me of where Madonna had these really, really emotional, great album tracks that I actually like more than singles. Like for me, Till Death Do Us Part, Skin from Ray of Light. I could go on and on. Like this was the first one though where I'm like, I really connected with this song, and it was so dark about breaking glasses and then the beats.
It's a really weird track. I like it. And I used to always listen to it to hear that like little part at the end, Till Death Do Us Part. It was like that like build up that I would just like I wasn't as crazy about the beginning part, but I had to hear that part at the end, but I had to hear it in a row, so it was like, okay.
I just feel like this is the first song of I feel like Madonna let us in deeper with this song than she had any time before it. Like, Live to Tell was personal, but it was still kind of cryptic. We don't really know what it's really about. We can all bring our own meaning, but Till Death Do Us Part is very autobiographical and very specific and very good. Like, I feel like it really just took her songwriting to another level. Not to mention, it's just really a good dance, like pop song. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Do you guys think
it'd be the beginning of her like trying to convey messages through dance music? Mm-hmm. It would be like, look, I've got you on the dance floor and you're bumping, but I need you to listen too.
Yeah, and boy, did I. Do you think this could have been a hit song?
Never.
No. Nope. No, when you look at the 5 songs that came out, and you look at what's left on the album, what else? Like, obviously not Dear Jessie. Right. And Promise to Try and Till Death Do Us Part, they are like very heavy on the emotion. And I don't think that is something that radio would take on real quick.
And I remember the first time I heard the album, like a Prayer, I knew it from the radio. Express Yourself, great pop song, but then Love Song was weird. Till Death Do Us Part was deep as fuck. And then the side ended with Promise to Try. Which I almost like get a tear. It's just Madonna in a piano singing about the death of her mother. I know, like in my head, I'll always have the Truth or Dare scene, which is like
obviously.
Yeah, and then even like Oh Father, it's like I was waiting for it to like turn into like the scene in Truth or Dare. It runs into some other song.
Live to Tell.
Yeah, I thought that, but I didn't want to say it and then be on video forever in all eternity being wrong.
Oh, no. Our 4 viewers aren't going to care. No.
Right? The 4 viewers and who is it? Tim, Ian, who is it?
Motherfucker.
Ian will come for you.
30 years later, I find Promise to Try just as beautiful and powerful as the first time I heard it. Like, that's a genuine performance. And Madonna would write about the death of her mother again, but I feel never as genuinely as she did right here.
Yeah, it's a tearjerker, that's for sure.
Big time. And then, you see the Truth or Dare thing. Like, if you didn't get the emotion when you first heard it, just looking at what happens in Truth or Dare is done. Because her laying next to her mother's grave is powerful. It's moving. It's sad as fuck. Like, I cried because I'm like, yo, I have a mom. She doesn't. That sucks.
And I know Madonna got some criticism for the way that scene was executed, but I don't think any of us know what it would be like to walk in the shoes of being that level of celebrity. You know what I mean? So how do you get to be genuine? So I feel like that's about as real as it probably got from Madonna herself too. I don't know.
Well, at that time, there weren't reality TV shows. So, I mean, it was even groundbreaking to do that.
Yeah.
You got to give her credit that nobody was doing shit like that. A life into a pop star, like an exclusive look and following you.
A mega pop star, not just like some run of the mill bitch. Like a huge star, like Michael Jackson, Beatles, Elvis type of star.
Yeah. I don't know, for being such a mega pop star, I feel like this album was pretty daring, having a song like Love Song and Promise to Try.
I wonder what Warner Brothers thought of it. Maybe they were probably like, this is a mess with the fucking video being banned and all these artsy fartsy songs. They were probably like, when Cherish came out as a single, they were probably like, thank God we're saved. Our investment is like not going to be thrown out.
And then she was like, no, All Father's next, y'all.
Yeah.
Down the drain.
Fuck.
All right, so do y'all need a break or can we go right into side 2?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
So you flip over the album and this chirpy synthesizer song starts. And I don't know if y'all remember in True Blue, but I said the local radio station played by Isla Bonita before the album came out. The same thing happened with Cherish. Like, I heard Cherish long before the album came out. And I don't know how the radio station got this song because I'm like, that sure sounds like a Madonna song. And then it sure shit was on the album. When the album came out, I didn't really like Cherish, but looking back, I love it. Like, that sweet pop, romantic, wistful Madonna does not exist anymore.
Cherish is a perfect written pop song.
Yeah.
I heard it yesterday in the supermarket. That's impact. So, first of all, she's gone through a messy divorce and she writes this.
Yeah.
She drags her good friend Herb Ritz and like, I want you to make this video for me. You can do this. And the video becomes iconic.
The first time I saw the video, I was a little underwhelmed because, after the huge budgets, but then you realize it's kind of like a grower. You know what I mean?
For me, like, when I hear that song, I think of being at the beach and being carefree and letting the water rush, whatever wash over me. Mm-hmm. And it's like one of those moments with it. It always makes me feel good. And, but which is the power of music. I mean, to be able to transport you into this good mood.
So I grew up on Lake Erie in a town called Dunkirk, New York. And me and my friend Val would always pretend we're in the video like the doot, doot, doot. So we'd always go to the beach and pretend we were in the Cherish video. And I feel like the Cherish video shot by Herb Ritz, that was his first video he ever did, right?
Correct.
And I feel like it set the trend for all the videos he did. Like, that was the original, because he did Janet, Love Will Never Do.
Wicked Games.
Wicked Game. Mm-hmm.
It was Underneath Your Clothes. He wanted a show, and I loved it. And you see it in every video he did. He wanted a show that you can be sexy without being slutty. Like it wasn't like, hey, I'm naked, stuff like that. Like, Madonna was great. Oh my God. Talk about Janet Jackson's transformation from Rhythm Nation to Beautiful Woman when she did the Love Will Never Do Without You video with her Brits.
And I loved how there was the black and white and color version of Janet.
Exactly.
And then I feel like there was a mixed one. They had the black and white and the color. So you never knew which version you were getting. I like the black and white one the best.
But I think Herb Ritts was able to get a very vulnerable and sexiness without even trying. So that's the greatness of his videos.
Do you know what lines I love in Cherish? I had to get my little light out here because I'm old. I feel like this, even in the like a super pop song, there's still some of Madonna's vulnerability. I love. I was never satisfied with casual encounters. I can't hide the need for two hearts that bleed with burning love. It's the way it's got to be. That's my favorite. One of my favorite Madonna lyrics of all time. Because I'm a little older, and I still have that little romantic, like I want to have my Cherish video with my hot guy,
merman,
the hot merman on the beach. Please, I'm desperate. Is that all right? So does anyone have any other thoughts on Cherish before we move on? All right,
number two. Pick that number 2.
Then the song went into, you start to hear these strings, and Dear Jessie's next, which this was a single in Europe, I believe. There's an animated video.
It was a hit.
It was a hit.
Top 10 in a lot of places, including the UK.
Now, I remember the first time I heard Dear Jessie. I'm like, it was so unexpected from the person that gave me Open Your Heart a few years ago and like Dress You Up. And to this day, because, at the time this came out in 1989, you thought that that's where pop music was going. But now we know, like, pop music didn't stay there. Like, it was just a one-stop shop. You never had anything like Dear Jessie again from anybody, I feel like. I honestly love it. I think it's psychedelic. It's sweet. I love the time changes. To me, it's just a really experimental, sweet song, a lullaby to a child. What do you all think of Dear Jessie?
Skip.
Really? You didn't like it?
No, it's a song that I've never liked it. I listened to the album again today and I was like, I don't get it. I mean, more power. It's, I'm not so like angst anymore. Like I can take a 4-minute song that I don't care for. Whereas back in the day, I'd be like, no, I cannot listen to it. So, but it just does nothing for me. It shocks me. I know it as a single, but it's like shocks me that they released that as a single because
I'm surprised with that.
I just feel like it is such not a commercial song in any way, shape, or form.
But it found a way. I love it because it's a lullaby, and I don't think of it anything more than that. I think it's a cute song, and like we were talking before, like pink elephants and lemonade. It's like
I love it.
It's so sugary confection. Like I'm like I could sing this to a child. This is adorable. Why not? And it's like once again you're like hit with in real life that Madonna just got into a messy divorce and you wouldn't be thinking this is where her brain's at. So it's like, oh my God, she can actually be like, I'm going through a lot of shit right now, but you know what? Let me focus, and I want to do this type of song.
And
she's actually got a few lullabies in her career. So I mean, I guess this must be the first.
Yeah,
because she did that
Little Star,
and she did those couple unreleased songs. Boom was one, and that La Petite Jeune Fille. And the English version especially is like a total lullaby.
Right. I don't know. I feel like it's some pretty advanced songwriting where she goes into this. I don't know if it's 6/8 time, like on a merry-go-round, like it, and then hang on, you're already there, like with a little like trumpet solo. It's just so
galloping away we go.
Do you feel like it's a little bit of a Beatles influence, maybe, with some of the instrumentation?
It doesn't remind me I'm a diehard Beatles fan. It doesn't remind me of the Beatles in any way, shape, or form.
See, the trumpet solo does to me, like a little bit of like Abbey Road. But I'm not a Beatles fan, so that might just be my ignorance talking. So I'm sure that
I'm not going to be a cunt.
Oh, why stop now? In honor of our buddy Ann, be a cunt. Say what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say that the album you were talking about is actually Magical Mystery Tour.
Okay. Well, They're all bad in my opinion, so I just don't know.
Speak no evil.
Moving on.
Oh, and moving
Bye,
on,
Jesse.
do we?
Let me put on some more patchouli oil before.
Good times, please.
I just watched the 2020 special on John Lennon though, and I really enjoyed learning more about his life. So after Dear Jesse is this weird ass orchestral lullaby.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes into this. It segues right into this very autobiographical song. And I remember in the Rolling Stone interview, it said that this was her tribute to Simon and Garfunkel, which I actually don't hear that at all in this. But Oh Father is really top-notch songwriting. Like, it's just the lyrics.
And it was a flop.
Yeah, she didn't want to do the video, but she did it just as a favor to the director because he wanted to, right? Is that the story?
But
it reminded me too much of Live to Tell at the time. I mean, I think it's a great song now. And again, I think of Truth or Dare when I hear it.
Yeah.
I was kind of mad because I never heard it on radio down here in Miami. Never. Like, how did it even get to number 20? I was shocked because not one station played it. So right. I was shook. Like, to me, like, Oh Father didn't exist because I knew it was out. I had the album. I watched the video all the time on MTV because it's a great video.
Did anyone really feel like this was going to be a commercial hit?
I thought it would be. Like, it was just like, come on. There was like, everybody was coming out with ballads at that time.
Yeah.
Like, it was a change of pace for her because she had 3 consecutive pop songs and 3, Cherish, not really Cherish, super pop, but the, Like a Prayer and Express Yourself, dance pop down. So this was like a change of venue, but it I guess her name was what got it to number 20 because I swear I didn't hear it once on radio here.
Wasn't she angry because it's ruined her chart run? Of like top
16 consecutive top 5 hits ended by this song.
Oh no.
17 consecutive top 10 hits, 16 top 5 ended by this song. And not even, it was like, oh my God, you can't even beat Holiday. Holiday didn't even pay.
Now, one thing I did forget to mention is that Cherish did have a B-side that was recorded for the Like a Prayer album, but did not make it. Supernatural, which I first heard because it was on Red Hot and Dance as a remixed version. And then I heard the actual album version like years later. So I heard the remix first. I can't picture Supernatural on the album, but I like it. It's like a Madonna curio.
It's another weird track. It's like she was definitely in a weird phase.
It's a song about having sex with a ghost, right?
Either you love it or you hate it. There's no like, oh, okay. No,
I love it.
Like it or hate it.
Do you all like it or hate it?
I like it. It's not the greatest song I've ever heard, but I like it.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, I won't skip it.
Whereas like Dear Jesse, I don't care for it all. So like,
and for Spanish Eyes coming down the road.
and that one too.
So do you feel like she should have left off Dear Jesse and had Supernatural instead?
No.
I don't feel like that really fits either, but on the same note, that album is kind of, I mean, I've really never thought about it until this conversation of what a hodgepodge of songs it is. I mean,
it really is. And
it's very experimental and artsy fartsy. I mean, some of those songs on Madam X would probably, obviously without the vocoder, could be mixed and matched,
Right.
Obviously with the modern, if the sound wasn't so modern. And
I feel like a Prayer is looked at as one of the best pop albums of all time. Like, I know it's made a lot of like lists, Rolling Stone. I think Rolling Stone gave it 5 stars somewhere.
Yeah, the critics definitely love this one because I think it's probably her most experimental to date, and also even of all time. I mean, because like Ray of Light, although it's lyrically experimental, musically it's like kind of all similar.
Right. So yeah, I love Oh Father. I feel like I could have been okay with it being a fan favorite though. Like I feel like it didn't have to go out to the radio, but it is what it is. And since we're talking about B-sides and stuff, did you guys hear the song that Patrick Leonard put out on YouTube last year, The Angels with Dirty Faces?
Yes.
It was a Like a Prayer outtake, and I actually love it. Like, I think it's classic Madonna from this era. I don't think it would have fit this album.
To me, it sounded more like a True Blue outtake.
Yeah.
It could have been a leftover, and they could have just re-recorded it.
Yeah, it definitely had like that Madonna melody though, like the classic. It made me miss that voice. Like her, I know it was great when she got her voice trained for Evita and stuff, but I like that classic Madonna pop singer voice that kind of got lost with all the training, and now it's lost in the vocoder. All right, so after the 1-2 punch of Dear Jesse and Oh Father, we get to something a little bit more commercial with Keep It Together, which in Madonna history will always, to me, be remembered as the iconic finale of Truth or Dare and the Blonde Ambition tour. We had Madonna walking on some chairs doing a Clockwork Orange tribute. How do you all feel about Keep It Together?
First of all, that performance is fucking amazing.
It is.
And also, I love the part in Truth or Dare when she's doing like the sound check and her headset, or like it's a scene from another show, and her headset's cutting out, and she just fucking loses her mind.
Keith, you motherfucker! What's interesting is there's recently a Reddit thread talking about how.
Oh, I was just gonna talk about that.
Yeah, go ahead. You take it away.
No, you take it.
Okay, well, join in. We love Truth or Dare, but to younger eyes, they're not viewing it the same way we are.
They hate her. They hate her. They're
hate
like,
her.
They think she's offensive.
A narcissist, which we all thought.
A narcissist. Like, I was like, bitch, we're talking about Madonna. Her name is Madonna. How is she not?
See, the thing is that, like, you know, in our generation, that kind of thing was actually attractive. You know, it wasn't, did you want to be treated like that? No. But, like, did you mind watching somebody that treats you like that? No. You know?
For me, I love her cuntiness. Like, it just showed so much strength. Like, to me, like, she's not going to take anybody's shit. And you better get this mic working now.
I think
she's trying to put on a good show. I mean,
do my eyebrows. Do my eyebrows. The best scene ever.
On the Reddit thread, they're doing like a top 10 list of things Madonna did in Truth or Dare that made her an awful person. And one thing I do agree with is when
she was laughing about her makeup artist.
Yeah, Mama makeup.
Yeah.
But you know what? In her defense, a similar thing happened to me. One of the most horrifying things that ever happened to me. I was really stoned at the time, and I broke somebody's really important item, and I was so horrified that I started bursting out laughing because it was like a
defense mechanism.
A defense mechanism.
And I think Madonna. I mean, I'm not defending her at all, and I am the last.
No, but that's what we've been using as defending her.
A defense mechanism that, like, you know, you hear that somebody got raped in the butt and you just like laugh out loud. I mean, it's not funny, but like, anyway, I do think she's a horrible person. So I guess these youngsters are onto something.
Well, it's interesting because, you know, Madonna was always my number one, and she was my number one by a lot. Like, she was really on a different level. And, you know, with Ray of Light, I really felt like Madonna changed. Like, I felt like something spiritual did happen to her. I felt like it was genuine. Like, I think she was genuinely in a place of spiritual reflection and questioning yourself. Go ahead.
I've always been friends with autograph collectors that, you know, meet people like in not only like celebrity events, but also like at airports and restaurants and various things. And Madonna has consistently been a fucking bitch to her fans throughout the entire run of her career. And so anytime she kind of came up with one of these, like, I'm hurt and I hurt too, I'm like, I don't buy that shit at all. And I mean, even like, oh, father, it's like, okay, so did your father beat you, or like, is that a lie? Because you're always like talking about how much you love your father.
That song must be very uncomfortable for Tony Ciccone to hear. So I wonder.
Well, it's either true or it's not true. I mean, and if it's true, that means he beat her.
So
or hurt her.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just really strict. Who knows?
Right. Or sometimes emotional trauma is just as bad as physical, if not worse.
Child, that slap in the face she took, though, in that video was too much.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Like, cut, we need to reshoot. Cut, we need to reshoot.
So it's interesting because, like, when I was younger, I would always use Truth or Dare as the movie to show my younger friends, like, how great Madonna is. And now, as time has gone on, it's
not good
more than it's helping. I feel like.
No, I showed the youngins. I actually show the youngins not Truth or Dare because I can't with the social justice warriors out there. But I'll show them Blonde Ambition tour.
Okay.
I'll let them watch that, and they're blown away at her greatness. I think it's just we grew up in a different era, and to me, like Truth or Dare is everything. Like you're like a 13, 14-year-old gay boy. You're seeing gay guys making out. You're seeing that shit's normal. Like you're going through a lot of shit inside, and you see that stuff. People don't get that stuff. People want to attack her for stupid shit, but they're not here to give her flowers for everything she's done in our community.
Right.
Well, Purple Rain. There's a Reddit thread on Purple Rain too that they also like.
They're the worst.
It's not aged well in the eyes of the moral majority.
Oh, child. They weren't even gonna watch it regardless. That's for us to watch it 18 million times.
Yeah. Cool. Well, keep it together. Another song that was remixed by Shep Pettibone and given a single remix. Originally, it was supposed to have a B-side that wasn't available on the album. A little song called Vogue was supposed to be the B-side, but someone at Sire Records or Warner Brother, wherever she was, felt like maybe that song was a little too good to be a B-side. Can you imagine if Vogue was just some bullshit B-side?
Well, it probably would have found its way.
You think so?
It would have been like Erotic City, in the Prince world, where it found its way to being like,
Erotic City, so good. So good, Erotic City. So good.
David, why aren't you in our Prince discussions that we do?
Because I'm not that big of a Prince fan.
Oh, you're not? Okay. So you just like certain songs?
It would not be fair. But I have my golden nuggets with Prince. Let me tell you. And Erotic City is everything. Yeah, I'm a Vanity Six stan, though, so that can work.
Well, we're definitely going to have a Vanity Six album discussion, for sure.
Jill Jones, damn it.
Jill Jones, and who else, though? Brenda Bennett.
Yes. Oh, my God. Yes. Can't wait.
Girl, she's everything.
I sang on Brenda's last album, so there we go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. If a girl answers, don't hang up. That
bitch.
rap I have down.
I remember, this is off topic, but whatever. The first time I heard that, I'm like, Brenda. Oh my God.
How about I didn't even know that she was white until I saw a video.
Brenda's the best. And me and Jeff X always talk about like,
oh, good times.
I have a story I have to tell you guys, but it can't be online. I'll do it.
Good times.
Okay, back to Madonna.
So number one on the club charts. It peaked at number 8 on the charts. It was good because like after the flop, and I say flop, and it's not a flop because hey, a top 20 hit's a top 20 hit.
Sure.
But a flop compared to what she's been doing.
Right.
So this brought her back into the top 10. Not knowing that the B-side was going to come and eat everything alive a few months later.
And I remember because like Keep It Together is, and here's the CD single right there.
Oh, look at that. That's so beautiful.
I know. I love it.
Oh, so good. That probably was one of her Bullets Over Broadway outtakes or some stuff like that.
It was such a like kind of low-key way to end this era because it was a pretty splashy era with Like a Prayer, Express Yourself, and Keep It Together. I remember being played on the radio, but it definitely was like the last single from the album. It felt like it was. But when I was in study hall once again and my cousin Josh was talking about the new Madonna song Vogue, I'm like, what are you talking about? She doesn't have a song called Vogue on her album. Breathless came really fast out of nowhere for me. So we'll be talking about that next month. And even if it's just us three. So, Keep It Together. She's talking about her growing up. It was a theme she'd revisit. Talking about being your sisters, your brothers. She talked about that and Why Is It So Hard again, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a couple other songs, but this was the first one. I love it. It's just it's a funky ass fucking song.
So funky. Real funky. And once again, like Jeffrey says, 80 million versions out there.
Yeah.
Like, OMG. Like,
And
I
Prince
heard
is
it on
all
the
over that
radio,
track,
and it'd be different than what we heard on American's Top 40 or on the album.
Well, the single has, I think, has like 7 versions of it on or something. It's like a lot.
Exactly. I was like, okay, 2, 6, and 7, come through.
Now, for Express Yourself, I like the remix better, but for Keep It Together, I think I do like the album version better. I like the funkier Stephen Bray. And this was her last collaboration with Stephen Bray ever.
Let me tell you, that's why when you were saying earlier, Jeffrey, that you think Prince might have wrote Keep It Together, and I was like, no way, because like you kind of know what Stephen Bray has done, and Stephen Bray is all over Keep It Together. That is such a Stephen Bray song. When you compare the others they've done together, that just screams Stephen Bray.
He did Express Yourself and Keep It Together, right? Those 2 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish
Maybe
Madonna
Prince just did the instrumentation, because I mean Prince is definitely on some of the instruments on that track.
Probably.
Yeah, that guitar is very Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Man, wouldn't you love to see Madonna work with Patrick Leonard? I know she never goes back.
Yes, she does. She went back to Mirwais, which God knows why.
She keeps going back to Mirwais, and I'm like, please leave Mirwais alone.
Yeah,
although God control everything.
Every fucking song sounds exactly the same.
I feel like,
and of course, she went back to William Orbit, and it's like
that was kind of a dud. I feel like that the magic wasn't there the second time around for either of those. I feel like,
if she ever like she just doesn't like, she'll go back, but this would be going way back to get Patrick Leonard.
But when she got back with Patrick Leonard on Ray of Light, I thought the magic was still there. I think he's more of a songwriter for her, so I feel like her going back to a songwriter is different than going back to a producer. Like, I think if she wrote with Patrick Leonard again, I think it'd be amazing. I don't know if I think her writing with Patrick Leonard, but William Orbit producing was a great thing for Ray of Light. But yeah. I had something to say, but I can't remember it. Anyway, this is the last time we'd hear from Stephen Bray, and
thanks, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. Yeah, I emailed him to be on the podcast. No one writes back, so we try. We want to talk about these albums in depth. This will be on YouTube forever. Kids can live through us when they listen to this music,
because we lived through it.
Yeah, we did. We lived to tell, without a doubt.
Yes.
And I love Donna and Nikki's, like the harmonies. When I look back, like all their parts, it's so good. And
that's the best part, that bridge. Oh, she's such a bridge bitch.
Oh, I know.
She does great fucking bridges. Like, who does shit like that? Like, oh, it's so good. They're so iconic. You remember them like that.
Don't you miss the classic Madonna bridge?
Of course.
The classic Madonna share voice and the classic Madonna.
I know. I can't think of many times in modern Madonna. I think Beautiful Killer had
I actually think when she did the live version of Keep It Together and did Family Affair at the beginning, the share voice comes out.
It's a family affair. And do you remember being at the movie theater? Like, keep people together. Like, it just went on and on. She had to stand there and sing that for so long.
Oh, because they just would not hurry their asses up and get under the stage.
I love where she threw the hat down at the end.
So good.
Which version do you all like better, the single or the album?
I like them both. I used to like the single version more, and I think now I like them equally.
I like them both. I hadn't heard the remix in a minute, but when the 25th anniversary of Like a Prayer came out and she had all the remixes come as extras, it was like, oh damn, I hadn't heard this in decades. Damn. And it's so good. It was really so good. So I'm good with either or.
All right, so after Keep It Together,
let's skip.
Yeah, so all right, we're done with the discussion. Moving on. We'll see you next month. Okay, the first time I heard Spanish Eyes, which later got called Pray for Spanish Eyes, because I think it was a B-side to something, and then the title changed. Now, I'm a huge Tiffany fan, and Tiffany had a song called Spanish Eyes on her first album. Does anyone remember that?
Well, Laura Branigan had a song called Spanish Eyes also.
So I like Tiffany's song Spanish Eyes. I don't remember Laura Branigan's, but I do love Laura Branigan. May she rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
yeah, rest in peace, Laura.
Legend.
She did. I'm a huge Janis Joplin fan, and Laura Branigan did a Janis Joplin Broadway, like an off-Broadway show, and sang all the Janis Joplin songs. And I'm like, I would love to hear what Laura Branigan sounds like singing Janis, and there's no recording of it.
Oh, damn. I love the Branigan 2 album. That was my favorite. So that's one I want to talk about. There's so many albums I want to talk about because I fucking love music so much. So the first time I heard this album, I would have been in 9th grade, so I would have been 14, I guess, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 14. And I was on board with everything, but once it got to Spanish Eyes, I was like, I didn't even like it the first time I heard it. And I still don't really like it.
I don't like it either.
I remember.
Okay. It's just like, ugh, it's so melodramatic.
What's a Maravilla? I don't even know.
It's a wonder.
Okay.
Maravilla is wonder. It's in Spanish.
I know she has like, she was dabbling in the Spanish world with La Isla Bonita. Who's that girl? So do you think this was her? And
this was too much. This was done. It was too much. It was like, oh, I don't know. It's very Man of La Mancha coming through. I'm like, it's okay. I'm not like, oh. When I first heard it, I was like, I liked it a lot. But then as I grew, I was like, oh, no. It's okay. I'll listen to it, but it's a skip.
I read somewhere that it's about one of her friends with HIV, which does add a little depth to it, I guess. Mm-hmm. But
it's no live to tell.
It's no live to tell it,
And it's no in this life. Like, come on.
See, I didn't like In This Life either.
It's so hard.
But I guess that's a discussion for 2 months from now.
Can't wait.
I can't wait for fucking erotica. We're about to get into the good stuff. Like next month, we're
getting into the good stuff. I already said that. We said goodbye to pop Madonna, and we have artist Madonna. So the next few albums are going to be so good.
Now next month is Unbreathless and Immaculate Collection, because I feel like they do have combining those two is its own discussion. But then
there's remixes of every track on Immaculate Collection. So
yeah, we have to talk about that.
We'll talk about where was Dress You Up, where was True Blue, where was Holiday,
where was Who's That? Well, Holiday was on the Holiday Collection.
I have that one. Holiday, yep. Dress You Up, Causing a Commotion, and Who's That Girl?
Yep. And a little trivia: that version of Causing a Commotion is only available on that CD.
Yeah. Oh yes.
The silver screen single edit, cute. Right? Yep. Okay, so do we have anything to say about Spanish Eyes?
No.
It was a dud. It really was. And this album is great. And you listen to the lyrics, it's cute, but it's just like it's I don't know, whatever. Just
to me, it doesn't ruin the album and doesn't even lower the rating for me. Like I feel like the album's so good.
It's well written. It's okay, but it's not like, come on, you're coming off, Keep It Together, child. You could have switched that around. You could have put this one after Oh Father and then kept Keep It Together, end the album on a good note.
Do you think she would have been better off to have Supernatural or Angels with Dirty Faces instead of Spanish Eyes?
For sure. Yeah. But Angels with Dirty Faces, I think, sounds. People would have totally dogged her for having it sound too much like True Blue.
Okay.
I think. And maybe they ran out of time. Who knows? It sounded like she was doing a lot of shit back at that time.
Right.
She was probably prepping for Dick Tracy and probably in thoughts of following her around for the camera crew and all that shit, So she was probably like, let's just experiment and be done.
She never did Spanish Eyes live anywhere, did she?
And why would she?
She never did Dear Jessie either, which again.
And I would rather see that live.
And she's never done Love Song, and she's never done Till Death Do Us Part. Obviously not Act of Contrition. That would be random.
That would be the best, though.
Oh my God. So yes, let's get to the last track of the album.
The Prince backward guitar solo.
Exactly.
I feel like this
was Like a Prayer demonic version.
I think this was on the single. Let me look.
Oh, while you're looking that up on the single, I forgot to mention this when we were on the song "Like a Prayer." So on the Dub Beats remix, which is only available on a promo, they sampled an unreleased Prince song at the time, which was Bob George, and in the background they keep going, "That skinny motherfucker with the high voice."
I heard about that. I listened to it online. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that song is basically, it's an instrumental with Madonna whispering that whatever she whispers, Prince sample saying "that skinny motherfucker with the high voice," and then Prince just doing like a keyboard solo. It's like the most bizarre fucking song. Anyway,
I did love on the artwork how they had MLVC, and then there's the P down there. She's losing the pen, so
It's where it deserves to be.
Yeah,
falling into the trash.
So I had the Like a Prayer 12-inch single before the album came out, and Act of Contrition was on there, and I remember like then I was surprised that it was actually on the fucking album.
yeah.
Like, so it's like a 2-minute song. If anyone's watching this podcast as far, everyone knows what Act of Contrition is. Do you guys like it?
I do.
I do, but it's like
it scared the shit out of me when I first heard it. But
me too.
After a while, I'm like, I want to be. It's true for Darren. What do you mean it's not in the computer? So I'm like, oh my god, yes, bitch, yes.
I used to play because back in the late 80s, that's when everyone was talking about satanic messages on records when you're playing backwards. So I remember like playing Act of Contrition backwards, and of course it's the Like a Prayer choir backwards. So there wasn't any hidden messages.
Exactly. You're like, damn. But then you're like, that sounded really good though.
I know. Why did she record this? Like, it's so weird.
Why not?
I feel like
she must have been, who knows? She must have been like, whatever, let's do it. You want to do this? Let's go. Let's do it. You like it? Let's go.
I feel like the Prince influence on this record, the Prince probably suggested to her, like, do something fucked up and weird. Because Prince used to do shit like that all the time. He sometimes wouldn't release it, but, like, he would do those, like, weird, like, soundscape, weird fucking things.
Well, at the end of Darling Nikki, if you play it backwards, it says, right, hello, how are you? I'm fine because the Lord is coming. Isn't that what it says?
Yeah, but, Prince used to do that, like, kind of Morse Day voice and do, like, just fucking around and, making, those songs like Chili Sauce where he's, like, acting like a waiter and, they're just, like, that's Madonna's version of that,
I kind of wish she would have...
weird fucking song.
I kind of wish she would have stayed doing shit like that, because... Now, how did you all feel years later when Madonna came back after Lady Gaga and she had Girl Gone Wild opening with the Act of Contrition? Were you like, oh, bitch, she's back? Or were you like, a little too late? What did you think of that?
I liked it. I like Girl Gone Wild, actually. So that whole section was really good. Like, oh. Like, I love when she does shit like that. When she'll just pick up cute little nuggets.
Right.
And like, bitch, you have to be a hardcore stan. Because a normal fan wouldn't know that.
Right.
Like that shit. So it's like us, we'd be like, ah, bitch, oh, I'll see you home. Shit like that. So now, it's like,
I remember Girl Gone Wild, the original, I don't know if it was the leak or the original release, was like a single mix that didn't have the Act of Contrition at the beginning. So then, like, when the full version leaked, I'm like, oh, bitch.
Exactly.
Oh, girl. Oh, shit. Like,
man.
Things are about to get serious here.
I loved it because I was like, this is classic Madonna. Yes, bitch.
Yeah.
Yes. Come on, kiddies. Get into it.
So, I don't know. I guess I don't have too much else to say. Weird fucking, I don't know what the fuck she's whispering there. Definitely Prince doing some shredding guitar in Act of Contrition, right?
Yes.
All right. So I guess
on a scale of 1 to 10.
Even with Spanish Eyes, the album is a 10.
I give it a
4
10
stars. It's so good. It's her highly praised, acclaimed album of all time.
I feel like it changed the course of pop music. You give it a 7?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really dislike Dear Jessie and Spanish Eyes so much that it's like that it. But I mean, the songs that are strong are so good,
Yeah.
The songs are iconic. The visuals are iconic for this album. This you know what, it makes me kind of mad because at this time she was still seen as Madonna, the pop star. She didn't get no Grammy nominations for this album. That's a tragedy in its own.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, you know what, when she started winning Grammys around 98 for Ray of Light, I had already made my peace. Like, this bitch is never winning a Grammy.
Right.
I had gone, oh my God, almost a decade and a half? Like, barely getting nominated. And then in the 90s, she starts getting nominated, but she loses left and right. And I'm like, this is Madonna. How is this happening?
Do you think she'll ever get to that place of critical acclaim again? Or do you think it's just never going to happen again for her?
It could.
I think she has it in her. Does she want to do it? I don't know.
I just feel like if she's gonna be playing around with this like dancey shit or like this like robotic voice and all that stuff that's like not. I feel like she could just make a record that sounded like any of her previous stuff, not to like repeat it or go back, but just anything. If she wanted to do an album like American Life, God forbid, but it was.
I loved American Life.
It was authentic and real. I think it could be a hit. It's just that her current album, while it's authentic lyrically, maybe it's so processed that like no one's gonna fucking sit and listen to that shit. It's annoying.
And I really don't need Sway Lee or whatever his name is. Like,
don't do that. No, I like him.
I like him, but I just feel like what's her motivation?
I like him, but why is Crave so underrated?
I love Crave.
Really, it's a great song and they're great together. Like, it makes me mad because this should have been pushed on radio and it shouldn't get played, but the bitch is old, so they're not gonna play her. Any of these other young bitches come out with some of the songs Madonna has in her repertoire in these last 10 years would have been huge hits.
The thing that makes Crave, I love Crave. Like, I think Crave's a beautiful song, but what makes it fail for me is I don't believe it. I don't believe that Sway Lee would be chasing after Madonna, a woman like Madonna. Like, I just don't believe it. Like, take away that she's Madonna,
but keep that she's rich.
Yeah, I guess. I just wish she had a collab.
She got punched in the face before she started singing. It's like her mouth sounds swollen.
Someone
said the grills.
She's singing with the dicks in her mouth.
Oh my goodness!
What's she saying though? Like,
so there's the short voice, actually.
Yeah.
It's the grills. She loves wearing her grills nowadays.
And I thought the grills were going to be a phase, but it seems as though the grills are going to be.
Those need to go because those are fucking hideous. God, she looks terrible with that.
She's so ratchet. I love her.
When did they start? When did grills start? Rebel Heart?
Before that. Come on. She wore a grill in Erotica.
Well, yeah. The gold tooth.
That started her obsession. And in Bedtime Stories, she wore some grills. But she wasn't performing with them and she wasn't doing video albums with them. That's why I was like shook.
I'll probably tell the story again in a couple months. But I did go to like the urban store in Buffalo, New York. I lived at the time. I had to buy a gold tooth cap. And I wore a gold tooth cap because I wanted to be like Madonna. And then I gave it away to this guy, Toby, that I had a crush on, who's still on my friends list. So Toby, if you're watching, this is going out to you. And your wife and like 10 kids that you have.
Good times.
All right, well, I'm going to pause it. I'm just going to say goodbye, but then I'll pause it. We can keep talking for one more minute. So everyone, thanks for joining. We had a small but mighty group today. And, I really enjoyed our discussion. I love talking about these Madonna albums. Apparently, not everyone loved Like a Prayer as much as we did, which is surprising.
And that's fine. That's fine. You can't, why you love it. He knows why he doesn't love it. You know what I mean? And that's and that is fine because this is our community and not everybody's gonna like everything.
Right, which is awesome. That's the thing about music is there's never a right or wrong.
Exactly.
And for anyone that's watching, we do have like our group chat and we kind of like dog on each other sometimes because we all have such different opinions. But I think respectfully, we know that there's never a right or wrong. And sometimes you even debate Madonna herself. So I feel like once we get to MDNA, Madam X, Rebel Heart, there's going to be some some heat in these discussions.
When we start off with hard candy is what you mean. That's where
it's gonna be like the heat from Candy Shop.
I'd be the only one. Yay, I love it. And everybody, it fucking sucks.
No, I don't think hard candy sucks. All right.
I don't think so either.
Everyone, subscribe to my Patreon, subscribe to YouTube, and we'll see you all next month.